Hey guys, I got a bunch of boxed Commodore 64 games to add to my collection. Found them on eBay, got a good deal on them. Cannot wait to show you what I got. Let's check them out. Hey everybody, Brendan here, aka Mr. Weaverface. Thank you so much for watching. I thoroughly appreciate it. And as always, thank you for subscribing to the channel. That means a lot. This transaction is pretty clear cut. It was an eBay transaction. A lot of boxed Commodore 64 games, about 19 of them. The guy had it as a buy it now for about 225 bucks or so, and that was a little bit higher than I wanted to spend. So I decided to offer 175 bucks. It was with free shipping. And I said something to the effect that if you can't get 225 bucks for this lot, get back to me and we'll try to figure something out. I didn't really want to pay too much more than that because that was kind of like my high end for this lot. But they were pretty much all complete in box. There were only a couple of them missing a disc or a manual or something like that, which I can easily find on eBay or some future Commodore 64 transaction. Anyway, the listing came and went. It did not sell. And then the guy got back to me. He said he had some bills to pay. Could I do 180 bucks with free shipping? I said, okay, I'll do that. So I didn't have to leave my couch, and I got all these awesome Commodore 64 games boxed for less than 10 bucks a piece. Now, I was able to look up the majority of these games, and pretty much I broke even with the value of what I spent. And there was about a handful or more of them that I could not find any value for. So I'm guessing that they're about maybe 5 to 10 bucks a piece. Maybe more than that, but I don't really know. So I would guess I probably saved maybe 25 to 50 bucks buying this lot. It's not a great savings, but again, volumes of games at one time, I'll take it. So let's get right into it and check out all these boxed Commodore 64 games. The first game I'd like to show you is Airborne Ranger by Microprose. This actually looks like a cool game. Looks like a run and gun type of game based on the graphics on the back. I've never played it, but it looks very interesting. I owned this as a kid. I don't know if it was the original version or not. You know how you had a bunch of copy games as a kid. Outrun, classic, arcade classic by Sega. Unfortunately, it shows better graphics from the Atari ST on the back. But the gameplay was very good. I do remember that. And very faithful to the arcade. Obviously, the graphics aren't as equivalent on the Commodore 64, but still a very cool game to play and to own. That was one of the reasons I wanted the lot. Aces of Aces, Accolade, flying simulator game. Very nice. Hardball by Accolade as well. Very cool baseball game. Not into the sports game. I mean, there are some sports games that I played on the Commodore 64, but I've never played that, so I have to check that out. Periscope looks like a submarine simulator. Not my thing, but very cool. Double Dragon, Trade West. Awesome game for the Commodore 64. Very difficult game from what I remember. I always remember getting stuck at one spot. I don't know if it was just not programmed right for that one area, but tough game, but very cool game to have. Micro League WWF, when it was the WWF Superstars. And look at all the classic WWF wrestlers that are on that box, man. Awesome. This is like vintage, this is 1980s right here, man. That's awesome. And then just like the screenshots of the interviews by WWF wrestlers on the back. I thought that was cool. This one that I saw going for a bit on eBay called Sinbad and the Throne of the Falcon. It looks like it's called Cinema Interactive Movie. So it's kind of like, pretty much, I don't know. This is like your 80s, 90s version of today's Uncharted game, I guess. But, pretty much looks like I guess that's supposed to be like popcorn coming out of there. I guess that's the deal. So this is like a video game, like a movie. That's the deal with that. Platoon. This game is amazing. Great music, great gameplay. I did play this a little bit and got a lot farther than when I first played this as a kid. So I think this is going to be a very cool, challenging game to play in the near future for me. Another wrestling game, Micro League Wrestling. I don't know if there's an expansion to the other one, but it pretty much shows like very similar interviews on the back. So I think they're like, you know, add-ons to the Micro League Wrestling stuff. A game called Crossbow. It says distributed by Activision. Never heard much about it. Graphics look so-so. Boxes a little beat up. Most of the other boxes though look very good. Final Assault. Looks like a Final Assault on a mountain, so you have to climb up a mountain. By Epix. Batman. This one based on the movie. Now this one is unfortunately one of the ones missing the disc, but a lot of screenshots from the movie. Looks very cool. So if I actually tried to find the disc and could not find this on eBay, so I am looking for a disc. So if you see one in your local area, please get in touch with me. I'd appreciate it. Taipan. This looks like a some sort of action game, and that's also by Mindscape and Ocean. There you go. It's actually based on a novel by James Clavell. Never heard of it. This was a game I had as a kid. I remember buying this from Electronics Boutique. I actually remember buying this game. This is one of the few games that I bought, and it wasn't that great. Maybe I just didn't know how to play the game as a kid. But this one's Debonair in the Hidden Diamond Caper. So it's kind of like a 3D type game, searching for, you basically can pick up any item that you want, and I guess you need to move items or try to find items or solve puzzles or something like that. Technocop. Looks like, actually it looks like a guy, it looks like a Pit Boy on there. So the guy has some kind of sleeve on his arm and fights crime, I guess. That looks very interesting. This one looks cool too, Captain Blood. It looks like a space exploration type game, searching the galaxy. And that's by Infogrames. Very cool. Box in great shape there. And this game too by Sega, Alien Syndrome, also based on the arcade. All the Sega ports for the Commodore 64 were very good, and I actually had a chance to play this a little bit, and the gameplay is very good. I remember playing a lot of Commodore 64 games, and you know, you have to move the joystick, and then a second later the guy moves. This actually is very good gameplay, and it looks very similar to the version that I have for the Nintendo. Obviously not graphics wise, but the layout is the same. Everything looks cool, so this is definitely a cool game to have for the Commodore 64. Music very good for that as well, music and special effects. And the last game, a game that I loved playing as a kid, never beat it though, Road Raider. This is kind of like your apocalyptic search around, try not to get destroyed by all the irradiated people walking around. So kind of like Mad Max, apocalyptic, Fallout type of game. It's not like basically you upgrade your car to add more weapons to it, and then you have to find keys, and you have to find your way to the arena, and there's this big battle in arena with another car, and you have to beat the other opponent to get to the next level. So I remember getting far in this game, but never beating it. But I do have this sealed up, and the fact that this was in this slot, I actually can play this original version now, because I know when I opened up that sealed game. Oh yeah, so that's pretty much all the games that I got in that awesome Commodore 64 lot. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Remember, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I thoroughly appreciate it. And make sure you tell everyone, your friends, families, pets, and neighbors about this video and share it with everyone that you know. Again, I'm Brendan, aka Mr. Weaverface. Take care.